What's up everyone? Today we're going to be talking about James Cameron's filmmaking journey and how he got started in Hollywood. So James Cameron's story starts in a small town in Ontario, Canada, where he had a love for science fiction and was inspired by movies 2001, A Space Odyssey, and of course Star Wars. After working many jobs to fund his filmmaking passion, he had his big break in 1984 with the movie Terminator. This film set James Cameron apart from other directors because his attention to VFX, hiring the right VFX artist, and visually pleasing the audience. And yes, of course, alongside the storytelling and very cool and unique concept. It was then in 1989 when he directed the movie The Abyss, where he explored the depths of the ocean. And then now we're in 1997, when James Cameron's career exploded from the movie Titanic. Now, Titanic is regarded as James Cameron's best movie, and for some people like me, it's in my top 5, one of the best films of all time. What really made this film unique was the set designs and just how challenging it was to film it. So the scene where the Titanic first set sail from London to New York, that entire ship was real. That was practical. That was 75% of the actual size of the real Titanic. But when they made it in a mirror image. They made it the reverse.
I have a scene that takes place on the port side, but I only have the starboard hull. Then I have to shoot the scene on the starboard side and then turn the film around mirror image later. So that would be starboard flop for port. It gave us a little bit of a brain teaser trying to figure out exactly how to cheat these things so that they would look right. Where were you standing again? Who was on your right? Okay, well if they were on your right, they're going to be on your left. And you were holding hands with your right hand, so, and turn your hat around, and it was a nightmare.
1 minute my parting's on this side, the next minute no, we're flopped, it's on that side. And it just started to make me laugh when I'd see men with white star line written across their hats just backwards. I couldn't quite get my head around it, so I just sort of gave up.
It's just not something you want to do. But you know, we saved millions by not building that other side of the ship.
Another fact about the movie, which you could say is funny, but actually at the same time pretty sad, and it sucks. The food on set one day made the entire cast and crew have food poisoning, where they had to stop production for like a week or two. Obviously this sucked, they had to halt production, and it was not a pleasant thing for anyone. What also posed another challenge was the water was actually really cold. Some scenes were, they said the water was like 50 degrees, so Kate Winslet, Leonardo DiCaprio, they both got sick a lot. All these challenges really made the actors have to work harder and longer. So James Cameron, after the movie was all said and done, he donated all of his money to the budget because the budget actually increased. He donated all of his money to the budget to pay everyone else because that's how much he loved the film. And he really wanted to make sure everyone was paid fairly. So yes, James Cameron actually explores the deep sea. He's visited the Titanic himself 33 times. As of this recording, yes, he's gone to the Titanic 33 times. He actually even has gone to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which is insane. That's like 30,000 feet, 36,000 feet underwater. That is 3 times the depth of the Titanic. And he went there by himself. That's how knowledgeable he is of deep sea diving. He actually helped design with his team the submersible that took him all the way down to the bottom. So on September 11, 2001, yeah, you know what happened that day, but just saying this, James Cameron was at the bottom of the ocean where Titanic shipwreck was, with Bill Paxton having lunch with him. So everyone has these stories and stuff like, where were you on this date? Where were you on this date? Where were you when this happened? Where were you when you saw the news? And James Cameron could say, I was at the bottom of the ocean near the Titanic wreck site with Bill Paxton having lunch with him. Now I think that's probably the most random place you could be at the time of that happening. So now we're in 2009 when James Cameron directed Avatar. A lot of you guys are probably wondering how James Cameron came up with this idea. Some of you might be, some of you might not be. He actually dreamt this when he was 19 years old. It was a dream. And as soon as he woke up from the dream, he wrote it down on his notebook, and it just sat there for years and years and years. Until the 90s, where he pitched the idea to 20th Century Fox, and they declined it. He worked more on the story and the design with the VFX team, and they yet again pitched another idea to 20th Century Fox, but this time it was a test. The test was a CGI test. That would be, I think it was a 5 to 10 minute test of the CGI, how the new technology worked, the mocaps and stuff, and yes, they accepted. They originally didn't accept because of how risky and how much money they would be putting into the VFX. And this was never done before, so they were really skeptical about it. But in the end, James Cameron convinced them. They did the test, everyone was blown away, and that brings us to 2009 with Avatar. 2022, Avatar 2. So yet again, James Cameron set a new standard for VFX technology. So they actually started production in 2017, which is 5 years. It took them 5 years from 2017 to 2022 to make this movie. But before they started production, the entire cast and crew went to Hawaii as like a bonding trip and also to study the environment. They went snorkeling, they went backpacking, and it was a really cool experience for everyone. James Cameron said everyone loved it, everyone bonded, and it was just a great overall experience for everyone. In order to make this movie, the whole cast had to train, to hold their breath for long periods of time so they can maximize filming on each breath. Kate Winslet got like 7 minutes or something. She held her breath for that long. Yeah, I know. James Cameron had this technique where he put these ping pong ball type things on the water. It was like reference points for the CGI water that was in the film. All the water in the film was actually CGI, so yeah, it was that indistinguishable from real water. So yes, yet again, Avatar had groundbreaking visual effects that were a large improvement from the 2009 Avatar. The motion capture rigs were a lot smaller this time due to improved technology. Between 2017 and 2022, when Avatar: The Way of Water came out, they were well into production in Avatar 3, and then Avatar 4, they filmed some of that. A lot of the cast is still kids, so they're still growing. So before they grew up and all that, they wanted to film the first parts of when they were younger in the other movies. So that's all for the basic breakdown on James Cameron's career and how he got started in Hollywood. If you liked the video, please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.